Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way. Every single day.
Hello everyone and welcome again to my YouTube channel. Alright guys, today is a food request. Some of my colleagues that watches my YouTube channel requested for this recipe I'm about to share with you. So they asked me to make jollof rice for them, and today I'm going to be cooking for 8 people. So here I've got my ingredients. I have my rice here, and I have chicken, bottled tomatoes and tomato paste, and here I've got my garlic, seasoning cubes, salt, onions and red bell pepper. So yeah, let's go ahead, clean the onions and parboil the meat. The meat I'm not going to fry it, I'm going to put it in the oven. So stay tuned as I take you along with the cooking. So here I have my chicken in the pot and I've added my onions. So what I'm going to do now is to add seasoning cube. Don't mind the pot, don't mind how big it is. Like I told before, I'm cooking for multiple people. So I'm going to go ahead and add my salt, add a little quantity, then I will cover and allow it to steam. So here I have the red bell pepper I showed you previously. So it has been washed and chopped together with garlic and a little bit of ginger. So let's blend. I added a little quantity of water to help the blending machine. So let's cover and blend. You have no answers in life. So here I am done blending. So what I'm gonna do now, I'll add it in the pot and I will cook it separately. Now I've added my bottled tomatoes, so I'm going to stir it together, then I will cover and allow it to cook. So I'm done cooking the chicken. So what I'm going to do now is to remove them and place it in the baking tray, and afterwards we'll put it in the oven.
Alone with broken heart, alone with broken heart.
So let's check the tomatoes and see how far it has gone. So here is my chicken stock. What we're going to do now is to go ahead and shift it. Reason for this is to make the jollof rice or your jollof rice to look more neater. So the substance that comes out from the stock, we're going to do away with it. I will go ahead and throw it away. So here is my stock, neat and clean. So in case you want to try this recipe, try shifting yours. So again, let's check the tomatoes. Alright, as you can see, it's almost dry. So what I'm going to do is to take it off. I have my pot on the heat already. Now I'm adding my vegetable oil. After adding my vegetable oil, I will allow it to heat for a while before I go ahead and introduce my onion.
Anything to say, follow your heart, don't.
So here I have my onion. Sorry, I didn't know that my camera was not recording when I added my onion. So in there I have my seasoning cube as well, and now I want to introduce my already boiled tomatoes. Stir together and allow it to cook for a while.
You have no answers.
Add your tomato paste and you stir together. You cover and allow it to cook for a while before you go ahead and add other ingredients. At this stage, stir it again, and you introduce your whatever stock you're using, but I'm using chicken stock. So now what I'm gonna do is to introduce my chicken stock. First of all, I add another seasoning cube, then I introduce my chicken stock, then you stir it again and allow it to cook for a while before you go ahead and add your washed rice. But as we proceed with the cooking, I will show you how I wash my rice and get it ready before I introduce it inside my cooking tomato sauce for the jollof rice. So here is the quantity of the rice I will be using. Like I told before, I am cooking for 8 people. So let's go ahead and wash the rice. So what I'm using to wash the rice is lukewarm water. I didn't parboil the rice. So we'll go ahead and wash the rice properly. Use your 2 bare hands. Make sure you get rid of the starch from the rice. So we're going to wash thoroughly until we get rid of the starch from the rice.
My heart is beating. I know the pieces. Which one is broken and one is weak? Because I have seen.
So this is the finishing of the washing of the rice. You see how it is now. You see the different compared to when we started washing it. So what I'm going to do now is to introduce the rice to my tomato sauce. So what I'm going to do now is to introduce the washed rice inside my tomato sauce. I will add all of the rice and I will stir it together. But first of all, I had to add my bay leaf. This has been washed. I've added it. Now I'm going to stir it together and I will cover it to cook. At this stage, sorry, before I forgot, at this stage you don't need to add any water, but as your rice proceed with cooking, then you can add water if needed. So what I'm going to do now is to cover it with this foil, and then I will allow it to cook. Reason for this is to retain the heat from the pot. So that is the essence of adding the foil that I added. Now let's check how far our chicken has gone in the oven. So what I'm going to do now is to flip it and I will allow it to bake the more. So this is it. I'm going to flip it over and I will allow it. I will put it back in the oven and I will allow it to bake the more. So let's see how far the rice has cooked. This has been cooking on a low heat. I reduced the heat totally because I don't want the rice to get burnt. I think the rice is ready. So what I'm going to do now is to carefully remove those bay leaves. Then I will transfer the rice in the cooler. Then again, remember our chicken in the oven. I want to place it on top of the rice when I finish transferring it inside this cooler. Stay tuned. So here's the chicken. I'm gonna place them on the rice, and With that, we've come to the end of this recipe. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for liking. I really do appreciate all of you. And yeah, we've come to the end of this recipe, and I will definitely see all of you in my next video. Bye.
Follow your heart, don't overtake.